I'm gonna read back a little bit. Okay. Yasir thought, then said, apparently, brother, putting one's life over Allah is allowed, since it's Quran 16:106 that allows for it. By the way, Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give a blessing, was a special case, brother. Remember, all his sins, even the future ones, were to be forgiven. He was the only one who had such privileges. He was the only one who had such privilege. We can have 4 wives, whereas he was allowed to have more than 10 wives and, well, have any girl for his desires. Those fellow Muslims who bowed those fellow Muslims who bowed are probably in hell forever. But you can bet that Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, escaped the fire from his shirk. And again, remember, in Quran 16:106, you can even deny Allah, praise be unto him, if you feel under duress or compulsion. That tells me you can deny Allah, praise be unto him, if you feel your life threatened. But you can't really mean to deny Allah, praise be unto him. This denying Allah, praise be unto him, to protect your life is possibly so you can get the guard down of non-Muslims so you can later kill them when they least expect you to. Probably a way to get their guard down by convincing them you are one of them, that you even believe like them, like Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, and his followers were doing with the Quraysh all the time until they were strong in number, to slaughter all those evil Quraysh. So, it's only if you really don't mean it, I think. I mean, how much you want to bet that Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, prostrated to the 3 phony gods of the Quraysh? That how much you want to bet that when Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give him a blessing, prostrated to the 3 phony gods of the Quraysh, he really didn't mean it at all, but was just trying to get on the good side of the Quraysh for a while to get their guard down. I bet his fellow Muslims knew that as well, and when they bowed down to the 3 phony non-existent gods with Muhammad, they didn't mean it at all either. Remember, brothers, war is deceit, says Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give a blessing. Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, later slaughtered hundreds of Quraysh until the survivors quit bowing down to the phony daughters of Allah and ended up worshipping the one Allah only. So, to me, that is proof he and the brothers back then really didn't mean to worship those phony gods of Quraysh. They were only doing so to get their guards down, doing the war is deceit thing. We smile in the face of some, while in our hearts we curse those same people, unquote. I mean, if in your heart you really haven't denied Allah, praise be unto him, you can deny Allah, praise be unto him, to get the kafir's guard down. To deny Allah, praise be unto him, would mean you put your life over Allah, praise be unto him. But if it allows you to spread Islam with the sword, to kill and be killed in the cause of Allah, I bet that is why it's not shirk to put your life over Allah, praise be unto him, with Quran 16:106, and deny Allah to save your life so you can kill non-Muslims later. To even bow down to the false gods like Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, and followers did with the Quraysh. So I wouldn't worry too much about Marwan now crying in the snow. And well, again, Allah knows best, says Quran. Since you can put your life over Allah with Quran 16:106, maybe yeah. Since you can put your life over Allah with Quran 16:106, maybe Marwan can redeem himself by putting Quran 9:111, 38 and 39 into action by killing and being killed in Allah's cause. Then the unforgivable sin will be forgivable. Muhammad Yesua Yasir thought about what he just said, then suddenly got an idea about the problem with yawning. I got it, brothers, he shouted. One of Muhammad's, may Allah pray on him and give him blessings, sayings about the devil laughing at you for yawning also says that Allah, praise be unto him, loves sneezing. It says Allah, praise be unto him, loves sneezing but hates yawning. How much you want to bet that I can counter the harmful effects of the most compassionate, most merciful's hating of my yawning and making the shaitan laugh at me by simply sneezing for Allah, praise be unto him. The driver of the Cadillac thought and said, I bet they have pepper here. Suddenly, as they were walking into a dining room filled with pillows and no chairs, one of his fellow Muslims looked scared. He held up his cell phone and said, Oh, no. Allah, praise be unto him, no. I just got word that Mustafa's wife has not only failed at getting the flash drive, brothers. She has now left Islam and joined with Kabashi. A feeling of terror and fury entered Yesua Yasir as he just stood in the hallway of the house. He hoped to get some sleep in, but first would have to perform ablution and pray toward the black stone housed in the corner of the Kaaba in Mecca. Back in Daniel's truck, it was now Sally on the CB trying desperately to defend her life, being that she was accidentally heard saying what she truly felt about Islam, making the Muslims who came to rescue her find out that she was out of Islam. As she was nearly shouting over the CB, Daniel was downloading the video dialogue Sally captured of him and the Muslims over the CB and was recharging the battery while another digital video camera was recording the situation with Sally and those in the Kenworth. Sally nearly shouted in her desperation, You say if you really want to find out that the Quran meant the earth is shaped like an egg and not spread out flat like a carpet, like most Quran versions have it, I'd need to know the ins and outs of Islam. That I'd need to travel to places where dedicated scholars study and teach, like Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and other Middle Eastern countries. That I'd need to spend years studying the language of the the language of the Quran, which is Arabic, and the religion. But if I have to do all that, well, if I have to do all that, Daniel then jumped off his mattress where he was downloading data into his laptop and also nearly shouted, Right. If she or anyone has to do all that just to see that the Quran means the earth is shaped like an egg and not spread out flat like a carpet, when just about all Qurans in English have it as spread out flat like a carpet, then how can the Quran be right to call itself the clear signs handed down? How? There was another pause over the air. Daniel's nothing more than a liar and deceiver, Afifa, said a voice over the CB. He's created hatred against Muslims, making people feel alienated toward them, made people think Islam is stupid and evil, and you are now going to the fire if you don't repent for what you have said. Daniel then asked, If so, how have I created hatred against Muslims? Pointing out what I think is stupid or evil in the Quran is creating hatred against Muslims? How so? Also, you accuse me of lying and deceitful false quotations. You accuse me of lying and deceitful false quotations. Well, where have I lied or done as you accuse? If you can't provide evidence, are you not then shown to be taqiyyaing, lying for Allah, thanks to the license to lie scriptures of Quran 328 and 1606, MO saying more is deceit? Aren't you then doing that? As the voices became more furious on the CB and accused Daniel of lying, Daniel asked, When? Again, when have I lied or said something false against Islam? What scriptures have I translated in error? What hadith have I misquoted? My scientific observations My scientific observations tell my scientific observation tells me that the Earth rotates, thus only making it look like the sun is setting. But you believe the sun is running to a resting place, setting in a murky spring, prostrating under the throne of Allah before asking permission to rise again. True? It's that has been confirmed recently by the Quran, and something to hunt me down over for. True? A voice said over the CB. Muhammad said that if a woman discharges first, the baby will look like her. Not that it will be a girl. You lied there. Daniel thought, then said, well, truthfully, I don't know if it's that the baby will look like her or be a girl if she discharges first during sex. If I'm wrong about it being a girl when it should have said it looked like her, then I'm sorry. All I know is that Muhammad says that if a woman discharges her yellow liquid first, the baby will look like her. How much so, I guess, is up to speculation. There was some arguing coming in over the CB. Moments later, a feeling of hope entered the mind of both Daniel and Sally when they heard an Arabic accented voice shout in the background, "How, Abdullah, how? Allah's finest religion is beaten! It is beaten when defended with words. How?" Another voice then shouted, "Shut up! We may lack the knowledge to fight Shaitan in words, but we can beat him physically. The corruption ends here. Will be blessed by Allah, praise be unto him, for trying to defend Islam with jihad of the word, even if we failed. It is now time to attack and die in Allah's cause, using jihad of the sword." Daniel dropped the CB mic and started picking up the metal shielding. He turned to Sally, saying, "Looks like this is it. Hopefully this metal shielding will stop their bullets." Daniel then said into the CB, "The angel says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but I'm not going to let you saw my head off. Expect me to fire back." Suddenly there was the sound of arguing coming over the CB in Daniel's cab. The voice wasn't clear, as if it was coming in over a cell phone being broadcast over the CB. A faint shout of, "He has turned all of you into anti-Islam zombies with his lies. It is nothing but lies. Die, kafir pigs. Allahu Akbar." There was a sound of an explosion, followed by gasps coming over the CB. Before Daniel and Sully could think about it, the explosion came again from the west, but louder, rattling the cab Sally and Daniel were in. They all looked toward the northwest from where the explosion seemed to come from, and saw a cloud. Something had definitely exploded. When the smoke cleared, Daniel, Sally, and the Muslims ahead of them saw the outline of a Humvee that had been parked out onto a country road. It was going to be one of the vehicles to try to attack Daniel from the rear, while Daniel tried to defend himself from the truck he was in communication with to the south. "They were going to get me in a pincher attack," said Daniel to Sally as he captured the smoky remains on video. Daniel picked up the CB and said, "What happened? Did others in that vehicle start questioning a Muslim with a bomb who couldn't see the light?" Daniel quickly gave the camera over to Sally, ignited the engine to his truck, and said, "Normally I'd put on my seat belts and ask you to do the same, but I think we're going to be safer if we go without here." As black smoke billowed from the stack of Daniel's Peterbilt, Daniel added more power to the truck by stepping on the gas to help build up the air to relieve the brakes. Daniel looked down the road and saw the Kenworth starting to come to life. Chants of Allahu Akbar were now coming over the CB. Daniel turned his steering wheel to the left. Then, when the truck was in the left lane, made a hard right, putting the truck in neutral, and applied the air brakes as he saw the Kenworth billowing smoke as it began to approach and gain ramming speed. While sitting in the driver's seat, Daniel pulled on a chain that was down by the floor of his left foot, opening up the door to the place he'd normally put jugs of oil and coolant for the engine.